All right. I am super excited to be here, guys. This is such a humbling experience for me. And I would be remiss not to show my gratitude to my leadership, okay? First, I'd like to start off by thanking God for being here. You know, without him, nothing is possible. Okay, so I want to say to Reginald, where'd he go? Reginald, thank you for your leadership. And I'm actually thankful to God for some of the hardships that you experienced. I know that might sound strange, but I am, because it made him the man that he is today. Amen. Right? Can we give it up for that? Woo! Thank you, Reginald, for being such a humble servant. Without you and your vision, there would be no unit of prosperity. Quite possibly, had you gone on to college and, got all those different degrees, you might be some investment banker somewhere. We wouldn't even know who Reginald Stinson is, right? But you know what? This is where you were meant to be. So again, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for holding me accountable. You have such a way of encouraging us to leap and grow our wings on the way down. So thank you for that. I love you and your family like you're my own. Everybody, guess what? What? The Bass Fam rocks. Keisha Bass, girl, you have stretched me. You have molded me in ways that you would not imagine. And when I grow up, I'm going to be just like you, shoe game and all, okay? I want to say thank you. I know you guys didn't know that you were going to be sitting here for a roast, but hey, I just have to do this, okay? I have to do this. The first gold nugget that I'm going to drop here today, is that every dud knows a stud, okay? But in this case, every dudette knows a studette. So Carrie had recruited someone to a business. That person fell off, okay? But there I was, the dudette, okay? The studette. I'm the studette, right? Because if he had never sponsored that person who is somewhere lost in the world, I wouldn't be here, okay? So that's the first nugget that I want you guys to get. Just know that you might sponsor somebody. Don't even look at that person. Look further, look deeper, look longer, look harder, look wider, okay? Look into the organization that you are building with whatever your company is, okay? So that's the one great hint that I want you to get. Next, I want to say, ICB George, thank you for being my sister. Thank you for being a cheerleader. Thank you for being a mentor. And thank you for loaning me your bald-headed husband. My brother, without this guy, I don't know where I would be. Carrie, if there was any way possible for a person to be brothers and sisters without having the same mother and father, that would be us. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for holding me accountable. Thank you for helping me to stretch. Sometimes you make me feel mad, I want to cry. Sometimes you make me curse, you make me laugh, But overall, you and my brother Deborah Dave are right there, and for that I am thankful. Carrie was the reason that I started on the journey of personal growth and development. I knew nothing about anybody, until he came up. Oh yeah, I did know Tim Sales with that little pointy video. I didn't know Tim, right? That was the only thing that I knew. So Tim, if you're here, I love your video, by the way. It got me started. However, Carrie got me on this road. So I want to just say thank you for that. And he got me plugged into the matrix. And here years later, he's still pushing me on to my greatness. So Carrie, I decree and declare, my brother, you will be a multi-millionaire. They are the reasons that I am here in this arena today, okay? And I could not go any further without telling this young lady who is my biggest fan, my cheerleader, ride or live chick. This person, if I say, Mom, I want to go to the moon, she said, what time is our flight? So I want to just say to you, Mom, I love you, and thank you for supporting me. I want to thank you for, just being there no matter what. Whether I have this big grandiose idea, whether you think it's a good idea or not, you still encourage me and you motivate me. Sometimes the ideas really suck, but she never tells me. She never tells me. And, I know that I can only imagine how you must have felt having such an unconventional child. Anybody got children and your children just like all out the box? They come up with stuff that you never thought of and you're twice their age, right? That's me and my mom. I have been so unconventional since I probably weighed 7 pounds. 7, not 70. And, I used to take all the canned goods from the cupboard and I'd line them up on the table, and this would be my grocery store, and she probably, thought in her mind, I could just only imagine that she thought, oh God, my girl is gonna be a cashier for the rest of her life. Then I started working on a Pepsi wagon, selling hot dogs and, French fries and sodas. Then after that, I moved up. I got a job at Walmart. So I know she probably thought that really sealed the deal. But again, I just want to tell you thank you. And then all of our UOP team members, as well as our Internet Marketing Mastery guests, thank you for being here today. As I prepared for today, my prayer to God was, Lord, you're the only one who can satisfy, but I'm going to do my best here today, okay? My heart's desire is that you, yes, I do mean you, and everybody in this room, and everyone that you touch, okay? I pray that you have a grand business. I pray that every goal you set, you make that goal. I pray that you succeed like you've never even dreamt of succeeding in your life and in your business. I pray that your business becomes easier. I pray that your business becomes more efficient and more profitable, and that you're not stressed or frustrated in your business or in your life. So today I want to ask everyone here to please be open to the tips and techniques that are going to be taught here this weekend from all of the phenomenal panelists, okay? All of the presenters here. And I want everyone here to know that you are a professional business leader. Whether you think you're a leader or not, you are a leader because number one, you did what leaders do and you got here to Chicago by any means necessary. Anybody to get here? Did anybody have to stretch themselves? I just saw Kim in Atlanta. Was anybody a stretch? Thank you for stretching. You will not, it will not be in vain, okay? Thank you for taking that stretch for yourself, for your life, and for your business, okay? My topic is bend and not break. I would like to start out by asking a question. The question is, has anyone here ever felt that you were at a breaking point? Anybody? Am I the only one? Anybody ever felt like they were challenged in their life, that things just wasn't going just right, okay? If you've ever felt like this, hold on. Maybe you've had some goals. Maybe you've had some dreams that you wanted to accomplish. You researched it, but you put it back on the shelf. You had a lot of thought about it, but you just didn't act on it. That little gremlin of self-doubt. Anybody know that gremlin of self-doubt? Anybody? Anybody? Has he ever reared his little ugly head in your life? Okay? That gremlin of self-doubt came out, told you were too young, might have told you were too old. He might have told you that you couldn't do it. You didn't have the skills. You don't have the resources. Anybody ever heard that in your head? Yeah. Ever? Yes. Well, I tell you what, don't listen. That may have brought you to a breaking point, okay? I want you to, when you feel that you're at that breaking point, I want you to bend and not break. Well, leaders, you are definitely in the right place at the right time. I want to inspire you to open your ears, open your mind, and open your heart. Okay? When you do that, you're going to get exactly what you need. And I want you to do it without judgment. This information that might be presented, you might feel that you don't need it. You know, something, oh, I know that. I might already know that brand and stuff. You know, I might already know Twitter. I might already, just look, just open your mind and open your ears and just take it in. Sometimes our battery gets low. Sometimes we get a little tired. Sometimes we feel like we're in a rut, right? Sometimes it seems like you just don't have the wherewithal or the will to keep on going, okay? Sometimes you might feel like you're punch drunk, just wading through life. You know, don't know what's going on, what's next, what am I going to do next, okay? So sometimes when you feel that way, I want you to bend and not break, okay? Friends, I have another question. Did any of you bring your little friend called ego? Anybody brought ego with you here? Okay, if you brought ego, I want you to get up now. Don't nobody turn around. Just get up, go to the bellman desk, and ask him, can you check it in until we get ready to leave, okay? Because we don't need him in this room today. Carrie introduced me to a lady by the name of Danny Johnson. And one of the things she loved to say is, you need to weigh your ego with your bank account and see which one weighs more. Anybody ever heard that? Weigh your ego with your bank account, okay? And, you know, so again, we want to get rid of the egos because we want you to be at full attention while you're in this room today, okay? So, again, I want you today to bend and don't break by releasing your ego. Okay? We're all professional business leaders, every single one of us. But I know sometimes we all struggle in business, right? We all struggle. No matter what we think we got going on, it's always going to be some adversity that's going to rear its head. Like when we invite people to a business opportunity, right? We invite them, you know, we tell them to go and look at our website. We tell them to come out to the opportunity event. They don't show up. They tell us to call them back on Tuesday. By the way, Mr. Shirt and Tie Guy has this phenomenal call on Tuesday where he teaches us how to talk to these people, you know, and how to hold them accountable for getting back to, he gets them to call him back. But me, I have them saying, call me back on Tuesday. I call them on Tuesday, they send me the voicemail, or either they tell me to call them back the next Tuesday, right? Anybody ever had that to happen? So I'm just telling you guys, when you have those things to happen, you know, sometimes it makes us feel frustrated, right? You might have those team members who might cancel their auto ship. Don't you hate when that happens? Anybody ever had that happen? Somebody cancel their auto ship? Yeah, I hate when that happens. So, or leaders, you might invite your team member to the business presentation. You want them, you having it, you know, the training so that they can learn how to do their business more efficiently, and they don't show up. They don't even have the decency sometimes to call. Well, today I want to share with you, when you find yourself in these situations, you have got to bend and not break. That's right, bend and not break. When you bend, that means that you are willing to get out of your comfort zone. When you bend, that means you are willing to go where you need to go. And all of you have proven that today because you're here in Chicago. So you all deserve deserve a hand. When you bend, that means you're willing to do the things you need to do, build the parts of your character that you need to build so that you are more efficient in your life and in your business. When you bend and not break, you might not know exactly how things are going to happen, but you resolve within yourself that you are not going to give up. You resolve in yourself that it's not over. You resolve in yourself that this too shall pass. You resolve in yourself that better days are before you and not behind you. Leaders, if you are really, and I do mean really, open, you'll be able to learn this weekend from the presenters. You may be wondering, where did that term come from? The term bend, don't break. It was coined by a Chinese woman named Ping Fu. But for the sake of time, I'm going to encourage you to look up Ping Fu. Look up her story and read about it. Read about what happened to her, okay? Ping Fu titled her best-selling book, Bend, Not Break. During an interview, she revealed how she came up with this term. She said that just before she was ripped away from the arms of her father at the age of 8 years old, he told her the story of the bamboo tree. Does anybody know the story of the bamboo tree? You ever heard of the bamboo tree?
Yes.
Okay. Her father told her that of all the trees in the world, the bamboo tree was one of the fastest growing, one of the strongest trees in the world. He told her that the bamboo tree had the ability to bend but not break. He told her that during the really bad typhoons and tropical storms, when other trees were literally split in half, the bamboo tree would bend, almost touching the ground, but it would not break. Okay? So again, I want you to just keep that bamboo tree in the back of your mind. So he told her, he said, take strength after the bamboo tree. It was almost as if he knew that she would have a difficult life. It was almost as if he knew that she would fight poverty. It was almost as if he knew that she would fight hunger. It was almost as if he knew that she would be gang raped at the tender age of 10. Can you all imagine? But because of Ping Fu's resilience, because of her tenacity, and because of her passion for life, she mustered up enough courage and strength to keep fighting. Currently, she's a millionaire who came to America with $80 to her name. $80, folks. She only knew 3 words of English. That was hello, help, and thank you. The next story that I'm going to share with you is one of a young lady I know. In 2007, she was living the life. She was working as a licensed practical travel nurse. She thought she was on the top of the world. She was doing what she loved the most. She was traveling and seeing the world at the expense of her company. She made what she then thought was a great income. She managed to save up a little extra cash. She wanted nothing more than to settle down, to come back home, and perhaps even work full-time from home. She decided to settle in Atlanta. Unbeknownst to her, the hospitals were phasing out LPNs. They wanted to earn that prestigious magnet status, which is one of the top awards for hospitals. So for her, work as an LPN was slim to none. She worked a total of 7 days out of 5 months. 7 days out of 5 months. She found herself hunting and pacing and pacing and hunting. Friends, we all know that no work equals no what?
Pay.
No pay. Okay? So basically, that's what she was faced with. The savings she had dwindled very fast. She was evicted from her apartment. Her brand new car was repossessed. So she did the next best thing, or so she thought. She went to a buy here, pay here, or as Reginald would say, a tote the note lot. Some of you might know what I'm talking about, and some of you might not. But when it was time to make that payment, she had a choice to make. The choice was, does she pay for the roof over her head or pay this car payment? Okay, so she chose the roof over her head. Can anyone guess what happened next? Anybody? With little or no income coming in, you guessed it, that second car from the Tote the Note lot was repossessed. Friends, we must all admit that these types of things usually don't happen in a person's entire lifetime. But I'm here to tell you that these things all happened to me. Within 45 to 60 days, I was evicted and I lost 2 cars. Thank God we don't look like what we've been through. Thank God we don't look like what we've been through. I lost my spot, guys. So, one thing I knew for sure, that God loved me. And I knew that I had been hit. I was down, but I was not out. And I thank God that, you know, if you could wake up, you could look up, you can get up, and you have another day to do it all over again. Friends, this was one of the many times that I had to take pattern after the bamboo tree. I had to bend and not break. To bend for me was to return to a place that I did not want to go. Bend for me was to get out of my own way and let God. Bend for me was to humble myself and go back to nursing school at the age of 37. Bend for me was to get over the fact that I had completed not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 marriages. And that ain't nothing to be proud of. But bend for me was to reposition myself for what God had in store for me. By the grace of God, I was able to obtain 2 additional nursing degrees. I could now afford to drive the kind of car that I choose, and I can live where I choose. Today, I choose to stand on this story, not in this story. Okay? I choose to stand on this story, not in this story. And I'm not saying this to impress you, but to impress upon you that God has no favor of person, and what he's done for me, he can surely do for you. What you do today is in direct reflection of where you will find yourself 3 to 5 years from now. So sometimes in life, we're going to experience storms. Sometimes in life, we're going to be hit with things that you did not anticipate. Life is going to happen right when you think you're on the brink of a breakthrough. There it is. Like, for instance, you may have worked hard at that job for many years and you think you have job security, only to arrive at work one day and to receive a notice that your service is no longer needed. Maybe you've done all you could do. You sacrificed many things. You neglected yourself, and your kids still aren't acting right. You and your spouse were once inseparable, but now you find yourself distant. The huge team that you were building started to crumble. Or you worked hard on your business only to get a notice that your account has been suspended. Or you have more pink than pay in your back office. Anybody ever experienced that? I know I have. I want you to know, can we say it together? When these things happen in life, what are we going to do?
Bend, not break.
Not break. As you look back over your life and look at your accomplishments thus far, you may remember some things that you did not get to do. And this may make you feel like you haven't done enough. When those storms of life come raging, those storms you did not anticipate, those things that make you want to quit, those things that make you want to give up on your hopes and your dreams, when those things come, friends, I tell you, those things will come. You have got to bend and not break. I want to remind you, every single person under the sound of my voice, I want to remind you that you are just like the bamboo tree. God designed you to bend and not break. When those times come, remember the words of Sir Winston Churchill. He says that when you're going through hell, keep going, okay? When you're going through hell, keep going. Friends, I want to encourage you that these things that you're going through, they have not come to stay. They have come to pass. And I want to let you know that once you decide, you have to decide to bend. It's not going to be easy, but the discomfort you feel will be temporary and the rewards will be well worth it. So lastly, no matter how devastating life storms may be or may feel, and you might feel that you're at a breaking point, remember that God created you just like that bamboo tree, and you should be able to find strength in that and find a way to bend and not break. Please follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/releasingyou, at LaKesha Kenya on Twitter. Thank you. Coach-LaKesha.